Oh, is it really?
Isn't it an hour ahead of Pacific?
Yeah, F Mountain Time.
Yeah. Brian Williams turns 56 today.
Yeah. Remember, no surprise parties. He still has PTSD from being under heavy fire. From his bosses for his pathological lying. Do you think, okay, let's play devil's advocate here for a second on the Brian Williams situation. Let's assume for one teeny tiny second that he is not self-aggrandizing. That he's not just making up stories to make him seem a lot more interesting as a newsman. Do you think that there's any sort of legitimacy to his I misremembered this stuff?
I don't know. The jury is out. Because, I'm sure something has leaked out at a radio station you worked at some point, and then there was a meeting. Like, okay, how are we going to handle this? Let's say, let's come up with a story. So I always apply that. Yeah, I mean,
here's the thing, though. In radio, in the type of radio we do, we're not newsmen. we are not serious newsmen. So we are not bound to the same adherence to the truth. If people are doing the type of radio we want to do, want to stretch the truth or exaggerate or tell tall tales, as many talk radio types often do, that's sort of allowable because it's part of the craft of storytelling, which is what we're about. We're not on a news talk station and what have you. Although I have to say, that doesn't happen on this show. I find my life to be ridiculous enough at its core that the truth is often all you need. And I think the truth is often stranger than fiction. But in Brian Williams' case, I guess the truth wasn't interesting enough, and a lot of people call it embellishment. This whole sort of like misremembering thing, the human brain is supposed to be one of the most suggestible things ever. There's all sorts of little mental tricks you can play on yourself that would defy logic and confuse people and confuse you. And I don't know. I don't know that he's guilty of just being an exaggerator who just makes stuff up to make himself seem more interesting. I have a little bit of sympathy for him in this situation. What do you think? If you had to say right now, is he a liar or is there something weird going on in his brain with the old brain matter?
Brain matter, huh? Can it be a mixture of both? Because that's more possible, I think.
Either way, he's more or less done. What else?
Mama June is making a paid appearance at a Florida strip club this month.
Yes, Mama June, the human thumb from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, is making a paid appearance at a Florida strip club this month. And shame on those of you saying the name of the club is the Spearmint Hippo. That's a clamor right there.
Yeah. Kendall and Kylie Jenner filed to trademark their name.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, their brother-in-law already has a copyright on Shameless Fame Whore, so they're going to have to come up with something new. What else?
That's their middle name, I think. Kris Jenner cried when she learned of Bruce's transition.
Right. Or at least we think she was crying. It's hard to tell because her tear ducts are packed with 8 inches of silicone. But it looked like some sort of sadness leakage.
Leakage, yes.
Go on.
Kanye West recently said he is an inventor.
It's true. Every single day he seems to invent a new way for people to hate him. Kanye's an interesting guy. To me, a lot of people, look, he is ridiculous and he is obnoxious and he is all kinds of things that are reproachable. Musically speaking, though, outrageously talented, and he has invented a lot of things. He is very innovative in terms of his production, and he's won all those Grammys, and I think it's over 30 of them for a reason. Very, very good at what he does, and it absolutely gets lost in the ridiculousness that is him. It's interesting. I wonder how history will look back upon him if and when he ever calms the hell down. What else?
Sam Smith cancelled his Australian tour.
Yeah. Well, Smith can handle the financial hit. Half of it would have gone to Tom Petty anyway, so never mind. Actually, not half of it, 12.5%. I think that's what Tom Petty gets of Sam Smith.
Half a quarter?
And half a quarter, yep. 12.5% is what he gets off of that Stay With Me song, because it 100% is a note-for-note ripoff of I Won't Back Down. And it's funny because Sam Smith's lawyers just settled. They didn't even bother going to court or bother saying, no, it's not. They're like, oh, you notice that, huh? How does 12.5% sound? And Tom Petty went, all right. But I wonder if that means 12.5% of that song or 12.5% of the album that song is on. I would imagine that, there's a reasonable case to be made about the album selling what it did because of the strength of that song, and that song having the strength that it had because it's a Tom Petty song. So I would imagine Tom Petty gets a really large chunk of absolutely everything Sam Smith does. 12.5% of everything Sam Smith does just because he ripped you off. I bet Tom Petty's pretty stoked about it.
Justice.
But there's more. I bet there's more people at Tom Petty concerts now than there were before this happened. I mean, he was doing just fine, I'm sure, but I bet he's doing even better now. Yeah, go on.
Well, today is Cinco de Mayo.
Yes. Cinco de Mayo. Most popular in Spanish-speaking countries. Like America. Ay caramba.
Anyway.
As we said earlier, Cinco de Mayo commemorates a vicious battle between Mexico and France. And, happy to report that Mexico's been a peaceful, safe nation ever since. Let's have the Cinco de Mayo music back for 1 second. Today being Cinco de Mayo, in order to appeal to Hispanic voters, Hillary Clinton will fashion her hair helmet into a sombrero. Okay, I think we're done.
People working in banking are the most likely to cheat on their spouse.
Bankers, the ones that handle the dirty money, are the most likely to be the philandering cheaters. So at work they deal with reverse mortgages, then after work, reverse cowgirl. More likely to work at Skank of America.
Yeah, I've been there. Made some deposits there. Only 12 people?
Because I didn't make a withdrawal at the appropriate time. There's no
now I gotta pay
counters.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dow is up, the Dow is down. And by the Dow, I mean my junk. What else?
Only 12 people have ever walked on the moon.
Sorry.
And you got another one?
Something about bear markets.
Well,
it works great in a gray. It works great they're gay. He's a bear sort of way, but it also works great in they're not naked. I mean, they're naked. They're not wearing anything. Bear markets. What would a bull market be then? I don't know. Sounds like it involves some sort of prosthetic. Go on.
Only 12 people have ever walked on the moon, and 8 of them are still alive.
Yeah, well, 9, if you believe Brian Williams.
And now a world exclusive from Planet Moon.
Go on.
Microsoft just filed a patent for a new type of glasses that scan people's faces and help you read their emotions.
Yeah, I saw that. Almost every man in the world is already lined up outside of a Best Buy waiting to buy it. Wait, hold on a second. You mean I can actually know what she's thinking with these things? And diddly-tastic.
I get talking to people who say you got plenty to say about me. So how come you never ever seem to want to say it to my face? Well, I got a little theory, I think you'll agree that you're not enough of a man to step to me. So when you see me in the street, you got nothing to say.
They performed at Woodstock 94 and appeared in Wayne's World 2. All things Aerosmith, info, music, and more are on iHeartRadio, keyword Aerosmith.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Mike Rutherford to talk about why he felt the documentary Genesis, Some of the Parts, was worthy of production.
People forget from that one band, school band, you had the Gabriel career, the Collins, the Mechanics career, and then you put songs together. This is the key. You see a list of songs and you kind of go, In the Air Tonight, Invisible Touch, Living Ears, Biko, and you kind of go, that's a great combination of songwriting. And so in a way, this documentary tries to sort of cement that a little bit. Because I meet people still these days who say to me, you mean you're the Mike and the Mechanics? They don't tie it in all the time. So in a way, this documentary, I think, helps do that.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Mike Rutherford and all your favorite artists.
Go ahead, favorite the show, and enjoy AD on the go. iHeartRadio presents AD.
So, the unnecessary censorship bit, I think that's a Kimmel bit, but, well, here's David Letterman unnecessarily censored when he complimented Michelle Obama. Let's have a listen here.
Well, anyway, your wife was delightful, and man, just what a great ass.
You were really paying attention. That's good,
man.
That's good.
I was. Yeah. I get a little, kind of a thing.
I assure you, you are not alone.
When history looks back at Obama's presidency, who knows what's going to happen? He took some